Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking one of the most enduring metaphors in human history, focusing specifically on how images and explanation work together. We're going to look at the sheer power of imagery, like how does a simple ancient picture of a shepherd and his sheep brilliantly explain such profound spiritual truths about guidance and provision? Well, let's get right into the source text and find out. We start right here with this incredibly famous, timeless imagery from David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This single sentence in Psalm 23 sets up our entire framework. By actually calling the Lord a shepherd, it gives us this tangible physical anchor to explain a deep spiritual reality. And by adding I shall not want, it reveals the ultimate bottom line result of that care. But to really grasp why this works so well, we need to look a little closer at the image itself. Section 1. A timeless image. Unpacking Psalm 23. Section 2. The role of a shepherd. A day in the life. To truly grasp this text, we have to kind of strip away our romanticized modern ideas and look at the gritty reality of this ancient job. A literal shepherd's duties involve actively guiding, protecting, feeding, and constantly watching over the flock. I mean, let's be real, sheep are notoriously vulnerable, right? They completely lack natural defenses and easily wander off. They require a totally devoted, proactive caretaker just to survive out there. Section 3, Guidance and Protection. The metaphor deconstructed. Now we're going to map the physical right onto the spiritual. On the left, we have the literal action, guiding the sheep away from treacherous cliffs or dead ends. On the right, we see the spiritual explanation. God actively guides us in the right path. So he isn't just some passive observer. He gives his people clear direction when they would otherwise just wander aimlessly. Notice how the physical defense against predators perfectly mirrors the spiritual promise of protection. A literal shepherd carries tools to fend off wild animals, like wolves or bears. In the exact same way, the imagery explains that God acts as a robust, fully engaged shield for his people, actively protecting us from both physical danger and spiritual evil. It's a really powerful picture. Section 4. Comfort and provision. Meeting every need. A shepherd's job isn't just defensive, it's also about flourishing. The literal image of feeding the flock translates directly to God providing for our daily needs. A good shepherd actively searches for green pastures and clean water. So when David says, I shall not want, he's using this vivid image to explain that God is the ultimate provider, ensuring we have exactly what we need to be sustained. But the text goes even deeper. It moves beyond basic physical needs like food and safety and dives straight into psychological reassurance. Think about it. A sheep is calmed simply by the presence and the voice of its shepherd. The imagery tells us that during our own modern moments of fear, anxiety, or trouble, God offers that exact same calming comfort. And the absolute crucial point is this. Just as a shepherd keeps a constant, unyielding watch over the sheep, we are promised an enduring presence. God never leaves us alone. This completely shatters any idea of a distant, uninvolved creator. The image of the shepherd actually demands proximity. You literally can't shepherd a flock from miles away. You have to be right there in the dirt with them. Section 5. Complete trust. The simple meaning. By bridging this ancient agrarian image with spiritual truths, we arrive at this beautiful synthesis of care. Foundationally, the Lord is my shepherd means simply this: God loves me, cares for me, guides me, and provides everything I need. The shepherd metaphor perfectly encapsulates every single one of these points in a way our human brains can easily visualize and remember. And here is the logical conclusion of that explanation. Because every single need, whether it's physical provision, emotional comfort, or spiritual protection, is entirely met by the shepherd, the only logical response for us is absolute trust. The imagery proves this care is so comprehensive, worry simply becomes obsolete. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to really reflect upon in your own life right now. If the shepherd provides absolutely everything you need, what is actually left to fear? It entirely reframes how we look at our daily anxieties, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining me today. Think about how this applies to your path and keep learning.